Howdy. I surprised Matt because he's going to surprise us. I thought I'd jump in first.
Yeah,
I
thanks,
like
Dan.
it. I like.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
this is a
yeah.
lumberjack brought to you by the lumberjack and my other two buddies, the three amigos. But we're going to talk about something real quick. And Dion clearly doesn't like when I surprise him with things, but that's okay. And even better, now going to make him go first. So that way he can't just get off it by telling that I'm wrong or Mike's wrong. So Dion, thoughts on buying for appreciation? If I see one more social media post on appreciation buying, I'm likely going to break my phone more than it's already broken. The first time I saw this was a trend starting probably about 90 days ago, and it's gotten worse and worse and worse. And now all these morons who haven't been around for a decade or 15 or 20 are all talking about buying based on appreciation. When I say buy based on appreciation, Dion, how does that make you feel?
Very happy because I get to say, Matt, you're wrong. So if you're starting out and you don't have a portfolio and you buy for inflation, appreciation, you are going to be broke in 10 years. You're going to be broke in 5 years. Probably going to be filing bankruptcy.
Yes.
At least losing the assets that you purchase. However, the reason this circulates so much is there are people who have a portfolio that kicks off $30,000, $50,000 a month in pure cash flow profit after principal, interest, taxes, insurance, setting aside for repairs, maintenance, and vacancy. So they make what's called an appreciation play. Just like Mike took 1% of his net worth, bought some crypto. It'd be great if that turned into something, if one of those like new crypto kind of penny stocks took off, right? But if you lose it, who cares? It's kind of actually good because you get to go, yeah, I tried to put a little in there and I lost it. You have a story. That's when the appreciation play makes sense. So every now and then we're not going to hear about the very wealthy people with a lot of cash flow who tried an appreciation play and lost. They're like, yeah, I lost that little bit, which is just like it being in crypto, but we are going to hear about the people who have the big portfolio or syndicated, got other people's money, put it to work, and had one or two that took off. That's going to be the story people hear about. So where Matt, I agree with you, you are right. The person starting out that sees those or hears those stories and thinks, oh man, that's the way to go. Just like you can burr and reuse your money right from the beginning. You don't even need money to start. You can flip to generate capital to get started in real estate, not realizing all of the massive pitfalls between starting and ending a complete successful flip or burr when you don't have a portfolio to support the mistakes that you are going to make. Is not the time to do it. Right. So while we're not in the convincing business, at least those people are a little closer to the stadium and the parking lot, because it's my job to bring people from the parking lot to the stadium. I get to go, you have the right idea. You're looking at an asset class to make your life better in the future. But here's some points about appreciation plays.
Mike, when I tell you invest for appreciation, how does that make you feel?
I, like you, would like to break my phone. I've been dealing with this for about 20 years.
Yeah.
Frankly, when it comes down to me, I don't want to just repeat what Dion says. So I'll give you another kind of twist on it.
Sure.
What it tells me about the person saying it is you're fucking lazy. You're just lazy. And it's because you don't want to do the work, or you've tried the work for 7 days. So you're just going to give up and buy something. And you're going to buy a bad deal, but you're going to cover your ass by saying I'm buying for appreciation.
Right.
No, you're not. You're an idiot, and you're a lazy idiot. You are going to go broke. You are going to lose the asset, and you will never come back. You're just lazy. Betting on appreciation. Like I wrote in my first book, a buddy of mine, but I think it was 4 or 5 houses. The story's in one rental at a time, which again, Dion has just narrated for Audible, hopefully up in a month. He bought 4 houses in, I think it was New Orleans after Katrina. And at the time, the government had put in some depreciation rules that allowed this to look better than it was on a tax basis.
Sure.
But he was negative cash flow. And he was telling me that they're all going to appreciate because of all of this investment and all of this gobbledygook. And I kept looking at him like, dude, you're losing $1,000 a month. What the hell are you doing? And he's like, you don't get it. I'm the VP of this muckety muck thing, and I make all this money, and I don't feel $1,000. I'm like, dude, you're fucking lazy. What are you doing? And oh, by the way, long story short, it doesn't turn out well. He loses all 4 homes. He trashes his credit for a decade. And again, he lost them. He lost them to foreclosure or short sale. I think 2 were foreclosed, 2 were short sale. Complete idiotic behavior. Don't bet on appreciation. You are being lazy. That's what I think.
Yeah. So, Zoob is on my channel when he drops the F-bomb. That's how you know he's on my channel. I can afford all those strikes. The thing that I look at, and the reason why it makes my blood boil, is because it proves that you've not been doing this for any amount of time. It proves you've not been doing this for any amount of time. 08, 09, 10, 11, and 12. All negative markets. Can you hang out for 5 years waiting for appreciation based on 5 years of down? Now, do I think that 08's happening again? No, I don't. But what if it were just flat?
What if it was a flat for a decade?
It was down for 5
do?
years, and then it was basically kind of flat off of that for another 5 years. And then big surprise, you get a rocket boom. Now, whatever the number is, 250, 300 bucks a month, blah, 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 you're paying that. That doesn't make sense. And here's the other thing too, is how accountable does the teacher need to be if he just says, well, you just haven't waited long enough for it to appreciate? You just haven't waited long enough for it to appreciate. Oh, I see. So basically I just need to wait long enough for it to appreciate, and then you're right. Correct. Exactly. Well, yeah.
Eventually I'll be right.
Eventually everyone's always right on real estate appreciation. Eventually unless there was some sort of a super fund landfill that you didn't know about, and now that's a thing. So the key to this, again, and this is what bothers me so much about it, is that people that are looking to invest, what's the easiest path? Dion's, Mike's, mine. Is that the easiest path? No, it definitely isn't, because we hold ourselves accountable to our systems and processes in place. We share that with people because it may work for them. It may not if they follow those steps, but the likelihood, it's more likely than not that if you follow the steps of successful people that have been successful doing what you're trying to do, it is far more likely than not that you're going to become successful in that thing because they too were successful if you followed what they did. If it's lowering the bar, so this is what I equate to the 7th place participation trophy in our business. In what we do and how we help people and help them understand finding good deals, how we help them understanding managing those deals, how to do it in a very methodical way so you can be lazy about it. This is what we're teaching people. However, they just skip all of it and go right straight to lazy and not actually having to do any of the work and just say, yeah, but this plan is a whole lot easier. Right. And the results are going to be completely uncontrolled. You have no control if your market goes down 5 years in a row or flat. You have no control. You have a lot of control over cash flow, the types of tenants that you have, the types of unit that you have, curating the right experience, having the right contractors, doing the right type of work, knowing the things to do in the unit. That puts you in a stronger position to be able to manage exactly what your asset is. And then it's not hopes that, oh, gee, I hope we're in a booming economy this time. Oh, gee, I hope this goes up, because listen, people have bought speculating saying, well, there's going to be a new train line that's going in there. Yeah.
I mean, you could talk about California. I obviously invested in Fresno, California for well over 15 years. It might actually be 20 years. We've been talking about having a high-speed train from LA to San Francisco.
Of course. Where
one of the 3 stops was Fresno.
Sure.
If that ever happened, Fresno doubles overnight. 20 years later, still not there. Right. If you bought in Fresno 15 years ago because of that, or 20 years ago, it's still not there. So
yeah. Dion has the mushroom farm story.
It cash flowed day one.
Correct.
Right. And I knew the mushroom farm was going away. If it didn't cash flow day one, I wouldn't have bought it, because court cases don't always go the way you think they're going to. And that mushroom farm could have won, could have reversed, could have appealed. And then I'd be holding an alligator for 5 years now.
Yeah. And same thing happened for me. I knew that they were going to triple the size of the highway going to my city. Every deal that I bought cash flowed and would have done just fine had they not done that. All that did was supercharge it. So instead of looking for a strategy that helps you be more lazy to start with, you got to put in a little bit of work. But once you get to that point, the idea is then you can supercharge it. And then if any of those other nice things happen, You don't have to worry if it's 08 and you have 5 years of down for appreciation, because then guess what? That could be what topples you. You have to write a check to sell it. I don't have a check to write to sell it. Okay, then the bank is going to take it back. Well, now I have a foreclosure. Now I can't real estate invest for probably 7 years, and I can't buy another house for probably 7 years. Worse maybe is you got recourse debt, which means that they can come after you for your house. Nothing good comes from having a strategy that hinges on only one concept. Ever, ever, never, ever, ever have multiple aspects of your strategy to ensure that if one thing happens, that it's not the thing that absolutely blows up your deal, because that will be the thing that likely takes down your empire, no matter how big or small it might be. Maybe that was just your first one. So Mike, tell everybody they can find you, my friend.
One rental at a time. I should not be hard. Instagram, website, YouTube, all that stuff.
It is all there. And Dion?
Find me at diontalk.com, where I give away my binder course for free on how you get your tenants to ask you to raise the rent and then thank you when you agree. And it helps limit tenant turnover and makes it a lot easier to find cash flowing deals on the MLS where you don't have to gamble on appreciation.
Oh, music to my ears. As I always say, we try and create great content for you. Please make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and we will see you in the next one.